Hey everybody, we now have another take on the Robin Hood legend. This time, the story has been transplanted to late 1920s and 30s Chicago in musical form, with the music provided by songwriter Sammy and James Van Huysen, and features Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., and Bing Crosby. It's Robin and the Seven Hoods. Now, when gangster Big Jim, an uncredited Edward G. Robinson, is gunned down by all the gangsters in town, Guy Gisborne, Peter Falk, takes over, charging everyone for protection provided by the sheriff. Now, Robbo, Frank Sinatra, and his men don't want to go along with that. Now, in their feud, the two groups end up destroying each other's nightclubs. Now, meanwhile, a young lady named Marion, as played by Barbara Rush, and of course Marion turns out to be Big Jim's daughter, but she wants Big Jim's murder avenged by Robbo. But Robbo doesn't want to do it. But when Guy decides to off the sheriff for not preventing the destruction of his own nightclub, Marion tries to pay Robbo. However, he wants nothing to do with the money and orders it to be given away. It ends up going to an orphanage, and the resulting publicity, starred by Alan A. Dale, Bing Crosby, who worked at the orphanage, turns Robbo into a popular celebrity in Chicago. Now this makes Guy mad, and he tries, and fails, to take Robbo down. Now for me personally, this movie has always kind of felt like it had two halves. The first half mainly features the feud between Robbo and Guy and kind of centers on the Rat Pack mostly. While it certainly has comedic elements to it, I feel like that kind of takes a backseat to the action that's going on. But right around the halfway point, or maybe just a little before, Bing Crosby shows up as Alan A. Dale, and the comedy aspects come to the forefront. Now, personally, I've always enjoyed the second half more because of Bing Crosby, as I think he got some of the movie's better songs, even if Frank did come out of this movie with the song My Kind of Town, which seems to be the film's big hit. But one of the songs that Bing did that I like is the song Style. Apparently, Bing Crosby was colorblind and was generally known for wearing some loud outfits partly because of that. With this song, or rather the stuff they are doing while singing it, it seems like they are kind of poking a little fun at Bing for that. But the real fun here is getting to hear Bing, Frank, and Dean Martin singing together. And of course, the song itself is quite fun and catchy too. But next up we have the song Mr. Booze. Now, for one scene, Guy, out of frustration, wants to destroy Robbo's newly rebuilt club, this time through an official police raid. However, Robbo made sure that the new architect made preparations for such an event, and they end up turning the club into a room for a revival meeting. Now, with Bing's Alan A. Dale acting as the Reverend leading the meeting, they end up going into the song Mr. Booze. Now, I think it's just a hilarious song, and I really can't help but laugh when they show some of the raiding policemen really getting into the meeting near the end. But the last song I want to mention here is Don't Be a Do-Batter. This song, I would say, seems like it's the theme for the character Alan A. Dale, that it seems to accompany him in the background for quite a few of his appearances. But when it is done as a full musical number, it is done with him and all the kids in the orphanage. From what I've read, they were apparently going for a similar staging to the Oscar-winning song Swinging on a Star from the Bing Crosby movie Going My Way nearly 20 years earlier. Obviously, it wasn't quite that effective, but I still think the song is a fun one. Now, these were the three main songs that I enjoyed this movie, although I do believe that it has many more wonderful moments. I think one half is better than the other, but I like the whole movie, and I would easily recommend it, as I think it's probably the best of the Rat Pack movies, at least of those that I've seen. This movie is available individually on Blu-ray and DVD, and is part of the 5-film Frank Sinatra collection from Warner Home Video, and is about 2 hours and 3 minutes in length. Well, that's all I have to say on this one, so thanks for tuning in again, everybody, and I hope you'll be back again soon.